All right, hello and welcome to the PMQ live update for, what is it today? I got Paul Cataldo here. Cataldo. Paul Cataldo of Antonio's Italian Ristorante in Elkhart, Indiana. And we're here for the PMQ live update on April 6th. And now I do appreciate this, Paul. I'm kind of off my game here because you are a last minute fill-in. We had a cancellation, but I really appreciate you stepping up and just we did this on the fly. So why don't you just say hi and tell everybody a little bit of Antonio's.
Sure. Hey, my name's Paul Cataldo. Hey, I own Antonio's Italian Restaurant. We're in Elkhart, Indiana. Where is Elkhart, Indiana? Everyone always asks me that. Where's Elkhart, Indiana? Well, you've heard of Notre Dame, I'm sure. So we're not far from Notre Dame. We're probably about 22 minutes east of Notre Dame Stadium. Little town, Elkhart, Indiana. We are the RV capital of the world. What's an RV? Recreational vehicle. So we make a lot of things that you probably see every day. You don't even know. So the Winnebagos, the big luxury buses, the pull behind fifth wheelers, anything that slides out, moves down the road, you can set on a slab. We probably make it here in Elkhart. And plus pizza. We make pizza here in Elkhart. It's I think the pizza capital of the world almost.
True. Well, and I do appreciate getting a chance to interview another Hoosier. I'm a Hoosier at heart, so. That's great. I didn't realize you guys were the RV capital of the world.
We are. We used to be the drug capital of the world, but pharmaceutical.
But that's not what we're going to talk about today.
No, pharmaceutical. So we had.
Okay.
Back in the late '70s, early '80s, maybe mid '80s, we had Flintstones vitamins. All your Alka-Seltzer plants were here. Miles Laboratories, and then we were also the band instrument capital of the world. So all your Selmer products, woodwinds, brass instruments, all your cymbals, Zildjian. I think those are. Is it called Zildjian? Cymbals and then everything. Horns, clarinets, trombones, RV.
Okay, we got it.
Prescription drug, but also band instrument capital.
You can't see a lot of trombones in the corner. So moving on from that, I just wanted to ask you.
We're talking about pizza.
I'm excited too, but we'll have a phone call afterwards and we'll talk about that. But as far as like this whole situation, what was the first adaptation you had to make when it started? What was the first time where it felt like real?
Wow, it's Friday night. I don't have any servers or bartenders coming in tonight. That was wild. To say, wow, you can't serve in your dining room where we've been here for 40 years. We opened June 1st, 1979. And we've been here ever since. And we've grown and grown and grown and grown. But we're primarily a sit-down restaurant. 20% of our business is carry-out. It was 20% of our business. Now it's 100% of our business. So it was just weird that first night. The people calling for reservations weren't because they couldn't. And we were just taking call-ins and online ordering for carry-out food. So it was a little weird. What the back of the house didn't really, get much of a hiccup. It's more, all our servers and waitresses and our hosts and hostesses that couldn't come into work, and that was weird. So every day was a different day. Every day was what can we do today? What can't we do today? We thought it was going to be, it's just going to be to the end of the month, and now it turned into 2 months, and hopefully it doesn't go much further than that.
Well, have you been doing a lot of forward thinking? And I do want to say again, Mike Donaker, thank you for joining in. And I guess Hummers, are you guys the Hummer capital?
Well, we used to make Hummers in South Bend, Indiana, Mishawaka, Indiana. The Hummer plant was right there.
Okay.
Yeah. So we got it all here, man. We got it all. And we also make hand sanitizer right down the road too.
Nice. Well, I mean, there's been a lot of adaptation that everybody has to get into. So, there's some things there. You mentioned that carry out was 20% of your business. Do you have a lot of dine-in at Antonio's?
Yeah, so we've got we're a full service restaurant. We can seat approximately full capacity of close to 300. That includes the outdoor patio, which when we open up, we might be serving it. So when we put the restaurant together, we weren't thinking that 100% of our pizza or product is going to have to go out one door. Our primary thought was, okay, we'll have a dine-in, and then, of course, if anybody wants to carry out, we're more than happy to accommodate them as well.
Right.
So it's one of the biggest hurdles was we only have one register and one window for food to go out. After the first weekend, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday wasn't too bad. A little off. Well, actually, it was a lot off, but it wasn't too bad. But then the weekend, Friday and Saturday, is like, oh wow, we didn't get it all back that night, but we got a large chunk of it back, and still doing pizza and dinners. So that weekend, I think we probably served 120 to 150 dinners, as well as so for us, being not a primarily pizza restaurant. Doing 100 and 150 pizzas on a Friday night is good for us. But what we found is that people weren't laying off the dinners. They were eating just as many dinners as they ever have been. And then the next week, a little more chaotic. We tried the curbside dining.
Well, I was wanting to get into that. I mean, you're kind of shaking your head, but I mean, a lot of people are having to adapt to that at this point. But yes. I mean, it's one of those things where you told me earlier, and again, we just put this together this morning, guys. So, but I was kind of not confused, but it's surprised how you said it did.
Well, I know.
Failed.
Well, so.
It might be a harsh word, but that's what you said.
Yeah, it did fail. It was horrible. It was raining. The people didn't know what they ordered, and so you're going back and forth. I put the Facebook ad out there saying, "Hey, if you don't want to come inside, call us. We'll bring it out to your car," assuming that people knew what their names were, what they had ordered, and whose name they ordered it under. And did they pay for it or not? Did they order online, or did they call it in? And so the poor girls that were back and forth in the rain the Friday night, I felt so bad for them. It was a cluster. And I said, nah, we're not doing that again. So what we did, we had to, like I said, we're primarily a dine-in. We have a lounge entrance. So we said, hey, listen, if you order your pizza online, just come in the front door. If you call it in, go through the lounge and go to the register in there. So we have a pass window there that we could pass food back and forth to the lounge. So we just use that as our service window to feed the customers or take care of that. That helped a lot. And then on the other side of the lounge, we have a banquet room, and we opened that up so people could give themselves the social distancing that they needed while they waited for their pizza or pasta or whatever it was that they ordered. So we had to adapt. And then we had just got done painting our dining room floor, thinking, well, we're going to, move right back in here. And last weekend we had to push all the tables back and make X's on the floor so people could, respect each other's space, because everyone's conscious of that. So we wanted to be able to do that.
Yeah, and that's actually, I'm going to try this again, guys. I do apologize. I want to share my screen a little bit, so you're going to see the chaos that is my desktop. But definitely definitely that's what I liked, is that you have pictures up around your social media, and you guys are marking out the X's, and like, this is how far you have to stay from each other.
Right.
And that's not the actual, right? That's just a file of pictures that I stole. So I'll get that for you in a second.
Just imagine an X on a floor, okay, with painter's tape.
Yeah.
And I had my banquet manager actually with a tape measure. I said, get it 6 foot apart. I don't want them to go sit. That's what they say. That's what they say. I'm not an expert on how far you spit or breathe.
Here it is, right here. Yeah, here we go. Now, I just want to show people. I mean, this is the kind of social responsibility that you need to have to kind of train your customers. But here we go.
It's hard. It's hard to train people with new habits in a 2-week, 3-week period.
Well, and that's the other thing too. Yes, and I will get this out of the way, guys. It's going to be smoother sooner, but. You can see that right there.
So that's my bar. That's my lounge, and that's my banquet manager in IOB. And I said, I want X's so that people feel comfortable, and sometimes it's psychological. I get it. But if you feel comfortable, then you feel like, okay, they're doing something and we want to respect everyone's space and make sure that people know that, hey, we're doing what they say to do. We're not just jamming them in.
Yeah, and no, that's absolutely right. I mean, we had other people too. They would actually put like an X in the middle and like a 3-foot circumference circle around it too, so that you have that room to kind of walk around. But you spent years training your customers. Now you have to retrain them for something new.
Yeah. It's and like I said, our front entrance space is kind of small because we weren't expecting to have 20 people waiting for a pizza on a Friday night. It would be a little more systematic. We have a waiting area for our guests. It'd be the bar. Go wait at the bar. We'll call you when your table's ready. But you can't even do that anymore. You can't have people sit and have a drink while you wait. You can't have a cocktail with your wife or whatever while you're even open for business anymore. It's and we thought about, hey, let's do drive-up pizza, because the way our parking lot's set up, it's kind of at a Y, so we have a green space right in the middle. I said, wouldn't it be cool if we put a tent in the middle? We have portable pizza ovens. We have drive-up pizza. Oh, well, and I can get you a beer while you wait. Well, the governor came out and said, no, you can't do that because they don't want people. They don't want to promote congregation.
Exactly.
Tailgates. They don't want the tailgates because my buddy's like, well, tailgate, that'd be awesome. We can still come in your parking lot and drink beer. No, you can't.
No, that's exactly right. You don't want to promote that attitude or like give the people a place to do it. But I mean, you did mention that I wanted to bring up this real quick because you're actually getting new ovens, like new outdoor ovens that you can do. You're like expanding the backyard or something like that.
Not new. No, so we do a lot of off-site catering, and we do events where we make pizzas for festivals or weddings or graduation parties, and we'll come to your house and we bring a pizza oven. It's just the same oven we have in our pizza kitchen. We only have 2 in the pizza kitchen. We have 2 portable ones that we load up on a 25-foot trailer enclosed that we just transport a whole kitchen if we have to. So what we're going to do today and tomorrow is cut a hole in the fence because our gate isn't big enough to get 2 pizza ovens onto our patio that attaches or comes up to our carryout area, and then we can makeshift a separate pizza line so that we could double our capacity. Because, like I said, carryout pizza and carryout food total was 20% of our business. 50% of our pizza was carryout. 50% was dine-in. So now with area restaurants closing down, pizzerias are closing down, and I'm not going to criticize anybody for what they do. A lot of it is workforce related. I was talking to a teammate, and he said, we just have a lot of people in the kitchen. I don't feel comfortable. I respect that.
Well, so I mean, so you're dealing with some of that. I have more questions. I just want to put them out there. I mean, as far as you're dealing with the employees not feeling comfortable and not kind of wanting to come in.
Yeah. So we have several that, we opened it up to a few servers that, hey, do you want to come in and do some maintenance work? My husband, my wife, my mom, my dad. I have 2 dishwashers that said, my dad's a dentist and I just can't afford to bring anything home. I understand. I respect that. So if you don't feel comfortable coming to work, I can't force you to come to work, and I don't want you to come into work if you don't feel comfortable. But we're taking all the precautions on our end, doing what we need to do on the back of the house, and now we have to do it on the front of the house too.
Well, I mean, this is, I don't want to say it's a new normal, but it's something that everybody's having to deal with. There was another thing. I mean, I like the adaptation of how you're trying to keep it contactless, or at least outside, so there is enough space. But masks. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. Let's talk about that.
Well, my daughter is a kind of a self-trained seamstress because she She was a ballet dancer, and she'd always have to work with costumes and tutus or whatever they do, and they're making, sewing, altering. And so I said, hey, I think we need to have masks up front on the front line, because we don't want to get sick from people coming in, and we don't want people, God forbid, one of us get sick or spread anything. So my whole kitchen staff, she made these I don't know if you can see them.
Oh, nice.
They're masks.
I was going to show a picture, but this is even better. Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to talk on the phone, taking orders, but they work really good, except when you wear them for like 6 hours, it's hard to breathe.
Yeah. Well, and
she got online and got the specs, and so there's 3 layers in here.
No, well, that's what I was going to say. It's like you told me earlier, she went on and got the actual specs so that they're actually.
Yeah, she did a really nice job. I'm sending some to Siler Chapman this afternoon. He wanted some. So I got to go home and tell my daughter, hey, while you're home and not dancing or teaching or doing whatever you do with choreography, make some more. I need some more because I just gave some away. So we're taking the steps, and that's what people want to see, is that you're being conscious of the threat.
Right.
We don't have a lot. I don't know what the count's up to in Elkhart County, but compared to some every other densely populated areas, we're doing okay. We're not doing bad as far as cases.
It's just being socially responsible. It's like, make sure
is.
that people are socially responsible. So these are for your staff and customers and stuff like that. Are you, we just
do it for the staff, but I think I'm gonna have her, work some more and make another batch up. But people appreciate it, and they feel better. They feel more secure when they say, okay, they're taking steps to make sure that nothing gets spread. And that's what we have to do. We have to be responsible for what we do. We can't just pretend that it's not an issue. It is an issue. We can't pretend that it's not a problem. I mean, in 40 some years, I've never experienced anything like this on any level, as far as having to shut down my dining room for a month at a time and maybe more. I just hopefully never see it again. And I just want this over so we can get back to the norm. But what is the new norm? I don't know.
Right. Well, that's the thing. Jason Samosky says, hello, gentlemen. I guess in the loosest phrasing of the term. Thank you, Jason. Appreciate you guys tuning in. But
is he fishing somewhere? Is he out fishing somewhere? Or is he
most likely.
He loves a fish.
We thought we had it bad. Those fish, man, they can't see him coming. So, no, definitely. Again, you were talking about earlier. Just these are just loose notes in the 30-minute conversation we had. Yeah. But like staying strong. That's another thing we're trying to project strength and positivity. But everybody says it. But you were just saying. It's exhausting because you have to do it for your staff. You have to do it for your customers, and obviously you have to do it for your family. What are the kind of the tolls on that, and how do you combat that so that it's not exhausting? What do you do to make sure you keep it going?
Very unique position because I have 6 children, and they're all boys except for 5 of them.
Wait.
All boys.
I was wondering about that. I saw on your Facebook all the staff pictures, but all of
my girls are fantastic, from my 13-year-old up to my 25-year-old. So they are all involved, and through lots of whippings and chains and handcuffs. No, they come into work every night, and we talk about it every day. How about we can't afford to get sick? We have to make sure we take the precautions. So we take our work home with us. We take our work home every night, and we talk about it every morning. We come to work together. We leave at night together. It definitely has been taxing because we were coming in earlier and earlier to prep. There's my daughter Carmela.
Right.
You might recognize her. We have to come in a little earlier to prep because we're not sure what kind of night we're going to have. We don't open for lunch. We're just open for dinner. But I'm finding myself getting here at 9 in the morning and not leaving until midnight. Like, oh, the light, that's Sean. He's been with us for probably going on 2 years and probably one of my best employees. He's fantastic.
Yeah, and then I do love the pre-prep salads and the shirts too. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I mean, it's just a family affair at this point, and it's all day.
I've been very blessed, very lucky. So if I had to, I could run the restaurant. I might have to drop off the pasta line, but I could run. That's my daughter, Caitlin. I could drop, and that's Gemma, and I could drop the pasta line if I had to, and if I had to, just with my family. But I don't want to do that. That's not what I want to do. So yeah, that's Niobe. She's our banquet manager. And that's our pizza line. Yeah.
That's a good.
So it's hard. It's stressful on the family because I said I can't wait to get back to my normal hours so I can get some rest. And we're doing some remodeling too while we're closed. We're taking the opportunity. Hey, we're closed. Let's do some remodeling. We wanted to do this, so I got a guy right now in the bathroom.
That's actually a couple of the other questions I wanted to ask you. I mean, as far as like maybe scaling down your menu, which you just kind of mentioned too, but I mean, maybe taking this opportunity to get all those remodeling or updates done to your place.
It's coming back.
This is the best time.
It's going to come back. I'm not worried about it. It's coming back. So I think people that hey, take this opportunity to do that. Whatever you need to put new carpet in your dining room, you need to put. It's coming back. Just. A little confidence, huh? Can we have a little confidence because this is a virus that has moved across the world and created havoc. But until a month ago, it was great. Economy's great. The restaurant business is fantastic.
Yeah.
So I think you take this opportunity and yeah. So you're going to take a little bit of a hit in your bank account, but make the improvements now. And not while you're open or have to close down a day to do some major job. Get your spring cleaning done now. Get your furnaces, your ACs, get those all serviced now if you can. If you can get anybody to come out and do it. In some states, construction work is deemed unnecessary or unessential. In Indiana, it is not, but in Michigan, it is.
Wow. Okay.
So, like a friend of mine that owns a construction company. He has 5 of his employees that live in Michigan. If they get stopped, the second time is a $500 fine. The first time's a warning, and then it's a fine.
Wow.
So they're taking it pretty.
Well, I mean, it's sad that it has come to that, but we do need to. People need to be kind of disciplined in it to make sure that they have common sense and they're responsible around there. But that's good to know. So in Indiana, like you're saying that reconstruction is actually deemed necessary, but in Michigan it's not.
Construction, the RV businesses are still working. Some have shut down. A few have. The liquor stores are open. The restaurants, carry-out are open. But I know in Pennsylvania,
stay safe somehow.
In Pennsylvania, the liquor stores are deemed unessential. So I was talking to a teammate the other day, and he said, "No, we can't buy alcohol." I don't know if it's true with like in a grocery store or not, but the liquor stores, you can't. So it's been tough.
Okay, but I mean, yeah, as far as like, if you have a pizzeria or something like that, you guys, they can still probably get that, as far as like the liquor and the beer coming into the pizzeria, right? I mean, through distributors is still essential, you'd think, right?
You would, not if the bars are closed, I guess. I don't know how that would work. So we haven't had a wine order in a month. We haven't had a beer delivery in a month. But we're buying more flour and more pepperoni and more yeast and more pasta than we have. It's weird to see the way the menu kind of changes. But we're still serving chicken. We're still serving salmon. We're still doing everything we were doing as far as our menu. We haven't really cut anything out. We might run out of something, but we haven't really cut anything out.
Okay. Well, I mean, that was actually a couple of my next questions. I mean, you adjusting your menu, we were talking about, kind of bringing it down, but I wanted to talk, I always like to ask about employee, employee benefits or staff appreciation. I mean, have you had to
Yes. So we've
or have people left? I mean, what are you doing in that realm?
Oh, as far as
I know
people
you were
leaving?
talking about unemployment too. This is going to lead into that, and then people coming out of the woodwork. So I'm going to let you go, Paul.
So we, Elkhart, Indiana had one of the lowest unemployment rate in the nation up till about a month ago. I think it was under 3%. And we were struggling trying to find anything really. So it is hard. Now, with that said, all our employees are important to us, and we value all our employees. And we have had a few employees that have this was their sole source of income. Mm-hmm. We lost all our servers and bartenders and hostesses. For the most part, a lot of those there was a second job, but there's a couple that this is what they did. And the community has been very generous, and we started a tip jar for the servers and people that just can't work anymore. Not their fault, not their problem, but right. we have a very nice community here. They really are very generous, and they're putting in money in a jar, and we're going to use that for them.
Well, I wanted to see, was there a lot of feedback, not feedback, but reach out from the community too?
Yes.
Are you getting a lot of people just trying to support local, and then they're a little more generous in their tips because everybody understands what's going on?
I was so surprised at how much people were donating. It was very kind. So I think people understand. They get it. These people work,
Yeah. Well, let me ask you, just off the cuff, we got your journalism here right now. What are you doing with that? I mean, do you have a specific plan for it, or you just kind of divide it up amongst your employees? Or
part of it goes to the people that work that night. So, for instance, my one bartender comes in and answers phones. She'll answer the phones in the pizza kitchen, and wow, what an eye opener it was for her. And you saw my other manager, Niobe, measuring and painting and doing whatever she needs to do. And this was her only job. But if you're not booking banquets, you're not making money. So something's going to hurt. We have also a couple other servers that came in, and they helped out, and it got divided. The rest of it, I told my bar manager and my banquet manager, so we're going to do some type of an event, for the staff, and welcome back party or something for the staff to get going. Because I think when this thing opens up, we'll be busier than ever.
Well, and this is not necessarily something for the staff, and I'm going to try to share my screen here again, follow along, but family dinner kits. That's more, it's not a pizza kit, but it's family dinner
both.
kit.
Yeah, we have both. I was about a week behind everybody else, but
but that's, you're learning, and now you can tell other people.
I let somebody else make the mistakes, and I learn, and I steal it. So no.
Yeah.
But yeah, the pizza kits were great. People really, really enjoyed them. I had somebody talk to me today. It's like, hey, can I get one today for the weekend? I said, no, you don't want to do that, because we put in fresh dough, and we'll put in the sauce, the pepperoni, the cheese, the olive oil, the flour. Because surprisingly, or not, a lot of the grocery stores don't have flour in them right now. So someone's making bread or cooking at home. So we supply flour and all that.
I took some flour home so that I can sell bread out of my house for toilet paper in exchange.
Yeah, and then since we're doing the pizza kit, my daughter's like, why don't we do a pasta kit? I said, yeah, but a lot of people don't know how to cook pasta, so let's cook the pasta for them. And we'll sell you a tray of pasta enough to feed 8 to 10 people. Salad, meatballs, bread, give you the Parmesan cheese, everything you need, and the dressing for the salad, and everything that you can take home and feed your family for, relatively about $6 a head.
All right, so I'm sorry, I'm trying to get my mouse's the battery's going down, I think. But you talked about people don't know how to make pasta. Are you giving like instruction? Are you doing videos?
We talked about that too, but my daughter says, hey, we should do some cooking demos. Yeah, we probably should, but when? When are we going to do it? That's true. Unless we record them and then, do it at night after we close. And then, it's just, you get exhausted.
And that's the hardest thing is, I mean, people who are tuning into this, they understand is that, everybody would think that you guys don't have enough time you don't have enough time to actually work all day. But no, you're busy.
We're restaurant owners, man. We got it made. We just count the money.
You're busier than ever right now. It's like they're not working. No, you guys are working your butts off.
So we're closed on Mondays, and I avoided this place yesterday like the plague. I could have come down, and my wife said, "You go down there, we got a problem." But so I've been here since 9 o'clock this morning, and it's now whatever time, 3:30, 3:45. Yeah. And I'll be here for another hour or two. Then I have to go to the bank before it closes and get home by 5. And that's my day off. And then tomorrow starts at 8 o'clock in the morning because we ran out of dough, we ran out of cheese, we ran out of sauce, we ran out of salad. So I got to pick up the order early, get here. So we grind our own sausage and make our own meatballs. So nice. We've got 300 pounds of pork that have to be ground tomorrow morning. It's got to be seasoned. It's got to be taken care of. We've got to make meatballs.
What I want to ask is that, and the distributor, you're getting something local there, but you said you got 300 pounds of pork. I mean, is that something you already had, or are you having any troubles getting your product that you need? So
really, we've had more problem with produce than anything else.
Right.
The produce, we haven't been able to get romaine the last 4 or 5 days. You go to our local Gordon store that we were able, anytime to go up there. Oh, we need half a case of romaine or a case of romaine just to get us through the weekend. And they're out. They've been out. They're not getting supplied. I don't know if there's an issue, but we get head lettuce. We can't get romaine. There's a couple other items, produce items that we couldn't get. The carryout containers are an issue.
Really?
Yeah. So
when you say carryout containers, what do you mean?
Well, like what stuff we put our pastas in.
Oh, right. Okay.
Our to-go dinner, containers. So we don't use styrofoam. We use more of a hard plastic with a clear lid, and they're sold separately. Of course, you can get the bottom, you can't get the top.
It's like the hot dogs and the hot dog buns.
Oh my gosh!
They give you 8 hot dogs and 10 buns.
Exactly. So we've run out. We kept going, and we have enough friends in the industry around here that we're helping each other out too. We have a good family of restaurateurs that we don't step on anybody's toes, so it's all good.
Well, this is all great information, and I did want to say, people ask your questions here. We got a lot of people coming in. Again, it was a last minute thing, so I do appreciate everybody kind of joining in and watching this. Get your questions in now for Paul and what he's doing, maybe how it can help you. But when you were talking about I did have one question. It's going to lead into the next thing about helping each other. So do you find that you're making pizzas and taking it home, or are you going out to local restaurants and supporting local when you can, safely?
Myself?
Of course.
You say myself?
Yeah. You're not going to just make a pizza, take that home for your family. No. Sometimes you go out to another restaurant, support that person.
Absolutely. We have some local restaurants that do a great job, and we try to support them. A good friend of mine has a steakhouse here in Elkhart, and that's our go-to place on Monday. If we want steak, that's where we go. And sometimes we'll go and bring it home. Sometimes we'll go there and eat it there. So now, it's only carry out. We go there, and we have a couple other restaurants that are a little higher end, and they don't really cater to the carry out. I guess it's tough. It's tough on them because they really are not set up for carry out. When you're thinking going out and getting a fillet, so much filet, but it's something. A nice fish. You'd rather eat it in house than a glass of wine.
It's like
it's tough on them.
Yeah, it's like serving Neapolitan. It's just not made for that. So everybody's having to adapt.
Yeah, it's hard. So we try to.
You're out there promoting it.
We try to support each other locally as much as we can. We have, the people that made my shirt, Burston Marketing here out of Elkhart. We've been doing business with them for, I think, 35 years, as long as they've been around. The people that do our website and our social stuff online, it's Right Connections. They're part of our community. So we try to support the people that grow our herbs. I don't know if you saw those posts. but we have our basil, our arugula.
I'm just gonna go scroll through all the pictures that I stole from you today.
Yeah, that's a tray of that was supposed to be in Vegas with me. That was supposed to be on my pizza in Vegas.
Oh, good. I want to talk about that too. We got a couple more topics. We're gonna go long today, but this is good.
That's all right. If that's okay with you. I got time.
Absolutely.
So I have a local guy that has a greenhouse that's been supplying us with kale, arugula, Swiss chard, mint, thyme, rosemary. He grows it all, and now it's just now when the nice herbs are coming in, arugula. So
it's a vegetable.
Pardon me?
I'm sorry. My Blue Heaven, Steve Martin, Rick Moranis. Oh. Arugula. It's a vegetable.
It's a vegetable. So we've been using arugula for a long time. But I said, hey, Steve, I got to go to Vegas to compete, and I want baby arugula for my pizza. Can you grow? Because he does microgreens for us. I said, can you get me a tray of baby arugula? Oh, yeah. So we timed it all out, and so that he bought the trays so they'd fit on my carry-on. Because I just don't like going places and not being able to find something. Because I wanted a particular size of a basil with a particular leaf, and he grows it for me, and that's what I wanted.
And having to take the U.S. Pizza team to Parma for the last 8 years, that's the thing. You have to have plans A through D.
Yes.
And I always tell them, at least in your carry-on, pack extra underwear, because we always lose. Somebody loses baggage, and then don't go over there expecting to be able to find what you find here. Right. You have to adapt. Yeah. So, I like how you're saying you take it with you.
Whatever I can. Yeah. I mean, obviously, I can't take produce everywhere, but I think the short trip to Vegas would have been okay. And I called the airline, and they were good with it. So, as long as it wasn't too much water in it, so it was good.
Well, I mean, it is sad, and I wanted to touch on that. Pizza Expo it's a big event. It's the biggest event here in the on the States, as far as I know. So
yeah, I was really looking forward to it.
And they did the responsible thing, delaying it, and then actually just having to cancel it. So
yeah, but they're
doing the virtual stuff right now.
Here's the cool thing, though. I won last year. You know that, right?
Was that?
I won last year, right?
No, I didn't hear any of that. Yes, of course you won, bro. No, but I mean that's you were going to be over there talking, right?
I'm contested this year, baby. I'm still still a champion.
No, this year you don't compete. This year you don't compete. You go there just to brag and look over everybody else, and then the next year you go back and you take that 1 year off just to brag.
Right. No, but we were really looking forward to going to Vegas, and I really feel bad for everyone that had to cancel. The hotels to the airlines. What a mess!
Yeah.
And Italy, Parma. What a mess that was.
Yeah, and it really sucked because we have this hotel, Maria Luigia. Palace Maria Luigia that we've gone to for the last 8 years. They give us access to their kitchen. Great hotel. They're a part of our family. Right. We had to extend it to October, and they're booked up because there's more shows happening in Parma right now. So, it's affecting everybody. Like you said, hotels, restaurants, airlines, and all that stuff. But
we were going to go to Naples too.
Yeah,
we were going to Naples, and that's canceled.
Yeah, this kind of I want to bring it up right now, that the melding of the teams. We're just gonna say it. I mean, it's not that there's not a big line in the sand drawn, but I mean, there's the world pizza champions. Mm-hmm. That's you guys.
That's us.
And then there's the U.S.
I
pizza
come up with some type of a thing, a world. I don't know. Oh.
Yeah. So anyway, but I mean, at this point, it doesn't matter. I mean, it never mattered anyway. I mean, we're always friendly and cooperative and stuff like that.
Yeah, I have friends on both sides of the aisle.
Right? Yeah. We're bipartisan.
That's right.
We are. I mean, the restaurant industry itself is very vicious, but the pizza segment of that industry is not. Yeah, that's what I love.
It's important to be supportive of the pizza industry wherever you're at and whoever you are, because we're all in it to make a product that we support our community, support our family, employees. We have a business that we want to be successful. And I'm always constantly, I tell people, I go to competitions, and for me, okay, I don't win every one, but I learn every time I go. And I learn from people, whoever I meet, be it World Pizza Champions or people on the U.S. Pizza team or people in Italy, people from England, people from Ireland. I learn. It is so vast. I think we really have a lot to learn from each other.
Well, then again, the restaurant industry is different than the pizza segment of it. And that's the one thing I've learned in the last 8 years is that we all want to make sure that we do our best. What I've noticed in competition, just with the U.S. Pizza team itself, is that sure they're good. They're going to prop you up. They're going to steal basil for somebody. They're going to give you the coat off their back. These are all true stories. Yeah, because they want to kill you, but they want to beat you. I was going to swear. They want to beat you, but they want to beat you at your best. Otherwise, it's an asterisk. So we're competitive, but it's that familial thing that we have, and that's what I think we drive each other that way too. I mean, absolutely. You can't play against a team that's so inferior that it really doesn't, like you said, doesn't make you be at your best. You want to be the best pizza maker or whatever you're doing. There is, and people ask me, well, why do you go to competitions? Well, because I like to see what other people are doing, and it gives me drive when I get back home to do a better job, to always try to be a better pizza maker or restaurateur. And you do that by talking to people, by taking classes, by going to seminars, and learning more about your industry. So many people are complacent. It's like, I got my little pizzeria here, and this is all I really care about, and I'm fine. Well, it's good. I'm glad you're happy, but I'm always dissatisfied. Yeah, I'm never satisfied. Well, I mean, if you're at one point where you think you know everything, you're standing still and you're already behind. Yeah. But I did want to bring up this at this point too. Your daughter, she is kicking some pizza ass, and I'm going to say it. Facebook block me. I don't give a crap. But she's out there. She's winning. She won. She was in Italy. I guess it was 2019. She got some awards.
With me, so like I said, I've got 6 kids, and I take a different child with me every time I go to Italy. So last year I took Gemma. The year before I took Carmela, and Carmela really, man, it lit her fuse. When she was always, helping here at the restaurant, and at that time she just started making pizzas. So this has been 3 or 4 years ago, whenever it was, 3 years ago. But she had just started making pizzas maybe a year before that. But you know how kids are when they're 13, 14 years old. Like, yeah, whatever, I can do that. And then when she came to Italy with me, and she got to meet Tony Gemignani and Tony Troiano and Scott, and then see all those guys, and then see how important it was and how huge this whole event was. Man, she goes, I want to compete. I want to do that. I want to do that. I said, well, you're too young. You're too young. So last year she went, and she was just turned 16, and I said, well, you can compete, and I'll sit this one out. I'll let you take my spot, get the experience. Well, she got 4th place, right behind one of your teammates, Mike LaMarca, and he was so kind to her.
Don't mention his name.
I'm not supposed to say names. Oh, sorry. Okay, one of your teammates, and he was so kind to her, and they were so nice, and she hadn't forgot. But we didn't let her forget that she lost by 1 point to Mike LaMarca.
Well, and and I'll throw out another story too. Is that yes, I did go to Italy the first year I competed. I've been managing this, but I hadn't competed. So I think it was like 3-4 years ago it started. I beat Gino Rago by 1 point, but I used that for a year as the bragging rights, and then but he's always like, but who made your dough? And I'm like, yeah, you made my dough. So, okay. All right. Yeah, but that's
credit where credit is due. So this year, that's why I get to be the boss for one more year. Yeah,
So-
she was on fire. I said, I think you're going to do well. She was, I just want to be in top 3, Dad. I just got to get top 3.
Nice.
I can't let Lamarca beat me again. I can't let. So at an early age, you said there wasn't any lines drawn, but I think Lamarca drew a line last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she got fired up and she made the pizza that I competed with in Vegas.
But they're not lines drawn. They're
Yeah, I know.
something to strive for. You know what I mean? It's not like
exactly.
You cross over this, you're going to get bashed. No, it's like, hey, step up your game. So that's great.
You a better pizza maker. You know, that's all you can say. You have to have a little bit of a competitive edge and always think that your product is better than someone else's. Otherwise, it's like, it's okay. It's okay. No, that's not what we want. We don't want okay. So it's good. It's good for us.
You always got to be working, because if you're not working and you think you got to figure it out, you're standing still and you're left behind.
Right.
You know, our guys on the U.S. Pizza team do great. World Pizza Champions. All you guys, I love all you guys too. Tony Gemma is great. John Arena, I'm hopefully going to be talking with him shortly. But it's just that thing. It doesn't matter what jacket you're wearing. You know, it doesn't matter. It's a pizza, and we always try to help that person in front of us who's competing in front of us. To do their best. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, there's nothing like it. I mean, if you're watching this and you don't have a pizzeria, go work in a pizzeria.
We're hiring,
I should say.
We're hiring.
Oh, shoot. Antonio's right there in Elkhart, Indiana. And I do like that, you know,
Elkhart, Indiana, but we're hiring. So,
well, I do like that, you know, being up there. I'm a Hoosier at heart, so I mean, I have so many topics I want to cover, but we'll probably I'm going to have another conversation with you.
Sounds good.
I just wanted to kind of I know because there was unemployment, people kind of coming out of the weeds. Maybe just touch on that for like a minute.
Yeah.
You know, people coming out from a while ago.
So we like I said, we had the lowest unemployment, some of the lowest unemployment in the nation, and now that you know, some of the factories chose to close down, people are looking, they're scrambling for work all of a sudden. So we just put a help wanted sign on or ad in Facebook for one day, and I think I got 15 or 20 applicants, and we hired what we needed to and said thank you. But I think people are be looking. So it's sad for the rest of the economy. But I know as an operator, I say, well, now I have some people to choose from. It's kind of sad to say that, but we look at it as like, wow, we might have some quality people that maybe don't want to work in a factory anymore, or they chased that money in the factory and then decided, you know what, I really miss the food industry. And we get a lot of those people say, I said, why do you want to take a cut and pay? He says, because I miss the industry. So I think in all, it's we're going to come out of this strong. I really think this is going to go away, hopefully sooner than later, and then we'll be better for it.
Well, it's a great message right there. I mean, you got to be strong. We got to protect. We got to try to stay as normal as possible. But I mean, some of these guys were coming. You mentioned like from 6 years ago, trying to claim that.
Yes.
That's what I was talking about.
So it's funny.
This is something that I want people to be aware of. That's going to happen.
Unemployment claims are coming through, and they have to they have to put on, I think, where they worked for last up to 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I'm not 100% sure how far back they have to go. And so just another thing we have to do is so I don't want it to affect my unemployment rate. I have to go and deny the claims on me, because they may have worked one day, a week, 6 hours. And we have in the industry, we have so many of those. But as soon as they hit the payroll, boy, now you got a W-2, they're registered, and now it's just another step that we have to take. I think today I went through 8 of them that I forgot they even worked here, or I wasn't sure if they did work here. And I'm going back to the record saying, wow, did I hire this person? Oh yeah, she worked 4 days. And she got a check. Thank you very much. And that's where we're at. But it's just a matter of like, you have to do. Welcome to the restaurant world.
It's being cognizant of the timelines of when you hired them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. To make sure that they don't take advantage of you and the system.
Right. And I think probably I'm sure some people do, but we like to think that they don't, but I'm sure they do. So
I'm kind of seeing that it's like more humans being decent human beings right now. There are those
There are. Yeah.
You know what? Shit heals. I'm gonna say it. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Censor me, YouTube, Facebook, whatever. I don't care. But yeah, there are people out there who are taking advantage of it. But you know, most people are.
Yeah.
I think.
I try to always think the best of people. You know?
Right. And I've been getting that in the last couple interviews I've done too. Is like always kind of not take them at their word, but think the best of people.
Right.
Make sure that you guys aren't getting taken advantage of.
Yeah.
So
we have to be careful.
Right. So we definitely want to do something. This is still something I want to do as far as like the U.S. Pizza team and the World Pizza Champions. You know, they have PizzaTV in Parma.
Right.
I would like to have a one pizza team guy, U.S. pizza team guy, and one World Pizza Champion on a team, and we can compete that way. What I want to do is a U.S. pizza team versus World Pizza Champions. All the entry fees goes to some charity, whatever we decide.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I want to do this.
Hey,
and,
have your people get a hold of my people.
Absolutely. But I mean, but the other kicker on that, though, is that we do a pizza for two competition, and we have to pair up one from each team. So they have to work together.
That's cool. Yeah.
You know, this is what we're trying to do. So, I mean, it's all about camaraderie, you know, helping everybody lift themselves up. I did want to say I got two more things highlighted on my list here. I had to steal a picture from your Facebook today, and it was the best picture I had, and it was you're at a concert, and it's Pat Benatar. No, and that's not a bad thing at all, because I talked with Mick Mann, who is a bass player, and he's got a pizzeria out in California.
Yes, yeah, I think it's Parma's Pizzeria. It's named after his grandmother. Yeah, yeah. So he came to a local venue, and we. I said, hey, I'd love to feed the band. So you talked with Mick to actually get that concert, to get that ticket? Well, he was nice enough, but I would have gone regardless. Who isn't a Pat Benatar fan, for Christ's sakes? No, absolutely. But I mean, it's just, again, the 3 degrees of separation in the pizza world is down to one. So that's awesome. We got to spend a little time, backstage together and eat some. Well, we didn't eat much. We had a good time. I tell you what, man, Mick, he was one of my first interviews when I started doing the Chef's Corner for PMQ, and just awesome.
Yeah. He gave me all the information I needed for the recipes and stuff like that. Great, personable guy, and because I'm a musician myself, I was like a fanboy. Yeah. I'm calling my buddy and I'm like, hey, I'm talking with a bass player for Pat Benatar. Yeah. They're getting hit pretty hard out there, aren't they? In California, it's kind of catching up, but I'm trying to keep up with the U.S. Pizza team, so I'm getting updates daily from all these guys, figuring out the loans and the relief funds and the government. That's a whole other segment right there. Yeah, that's another topic right there. Well, I mean, like PMQ.com/coronavirus. I hate the name, but PMQ.com/coronavirus. We're trying to put all the information up there. We're going to be talking with Mike Rasmussen on Thursday. He a CPA. He writes for PMQ, and he's going to break down all these tax laws and all the benefits that you can get. Kind of cut through the weeds. But I mean, I definitely think it's something that everybody needs to see, but I think this stuff too is what you're doing, where you're at, because we're all in different business models and we're all in different locations, so not everything's going to work for everyone. Right, exactly. And everyone has to do what's right for their store, for their family, for their business. Absolutely. Everyone's got to do something different. All right, so I got one more thing highlighted in blue. You called in the National Guard. What? So this weekend, we're going to have to add 2 more pizza ovens. So if you have 2 more pizza ovens, you need a little bit more staff. So my son is in the Air Guard, the Air Force Guard, and I said, you know what? I think we're going to use that tagline. I got to call in the Guard for this weekend, and I'm gonna come up with something. So check us out on my Facebook post. I'll come up with something.
and he doesn't know about it yet. I'll get a picture of him or something posted up. It's we're very proud of him, because we need his help this weekend. So you got to call in the guard. So I got to get him.
You might know about it now since we are live, but I appreciate his service. I'm an Air Force brat myself, so anything like you said, you got to call in the guard.
That's it.
There's nothing better than pizza right now. So
yeah, he's going to come for pizza with me. Yeah, so that's good.
Well, Paul, I appreciate the talk today. We did scramble at the last second to get this set up, and it's been great. And
it was fun.
I try to make these like as comfortable as possible. It's just pizza guys talking to pizza guys.
Let's talk about pizza.
Are you available? If anybody has a question about what you're doing, or maybe they want to reach out to you, how would they get in touch with you?
Yeah, just go ahead and message me on Messenger on Facebook, or email me at pasta4u. That's pasta, the number 4 and the letter U, at antoniositalian.com. Either way, I'll get back with you.
All right. Well, is there one final message? That's what I want to get. Is that one final affirmatory message, something positive to keep people going?
I think positively we're going to come out of this. I think we're going to, you're going to come out of it a little stronger. It's like when you work out, you tear muscle tissue and make it stronger. This is we're getting torn right now. The industry is getting torn, but we're going to be stronger for it. So if you just keep pushing through and get creative, try to be a little bit more upbeat, because there are some positives. We get to clean our floor. We get a new bar, we get a new bathroom. The guy's almost done with the tile today. Tomorrow, maybe we get set the stool tomorrow. Who knows? I don't know. But try to keep a bright perspective on it, because all you do when we turn on the TV is just like gloom and doom, gloom and doom, gloom and doom. And I just can't watch it anymore. But we just want to make sure that our public, our customers, stay safe and healthy, and know that we are doing our part of it, and we'll do what we need to do to make sure our customers stay safe, and our employees. So we're just fighting the fight right now and keep going forward. And like I say, if you're standing still, you're going backwards. So you got to keep moving.
Great message. I appreciate it, Paul. Thank you so much. And again, a 30-minute conversation turns into a 55-minute conversation.
It's all right.
So,
it's all right. Well,
I'm
thank
fine
you
with
very
it.
much.
I'll talk all day with you guys. So, we're going to make sure that it's always going to be available on PMQ's Facebook page. And then we'll be cutting it up into the micro content, some of the best stuff that Paul just told us. So.
Ooh. All right. I'll look forward.
Yeah, the best stuff, the highlight show. So, Paul, man, I really appreciate, being responsive today.
My pleasure.
I can't tell you how much it means to me. So
it's what we do for each other. All right.
Absolutely.
Thanks,
all right.
buddy.
So everybody stay safe, stay sane. Paul, say goodbye.
Hey, keep calm and carry on.
Carry out.
Nights out.